What's up guys, it's Alfred and I am back with another video. So for today's video, it is going to be a hair tutorial on this emerald green like braid out side part little you dig that I created. I was gonna do like beach waves, but then I just braided it last night and then I unbraided it and it came out like this, and I actually like love this. I am in love with this. And the hair is actually 613 curly hair, so the hair just took perfectly to the braid out and it just looks amazing. If this is your first time seeing my face, hello, my name is Alfred, nice to meet you. And if you're returning, welcome back, bitch. You already know I missed you. If you're new, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, and both new and returning, please do not forget to turn on my post notifications by clicking the bell button down below just to be notified every time I post a video. And y'all are not gonna regret it because I'm gonna be busting out the hair tutorials like this. They're gonna be coming back to back to back, so get ready, sis. Yeah, I'm looking at the monitor and this bang part of the braid out is kind of fucked up. I didn't realize I was gonna do a braid out, so I didn't make the braids like neat and shit. But this bang part, like this part up here, she's giving me straight and the rest is giving me body, and that's not cute. Just go ahead and retouch up this, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just say fuck it, I don't know. Anyway, without further ado guys, let's just get on to the video. Alright guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be partnering up with Eullair Hair to show you all how I created this wig. So they were kind enough to send me over 4 bundles of their 613 deep curly hair in 224 and 226 with a 20-inch frontal. So to start off, I'm just going to take some beeswax. Honestly, don't use beeswax, use Vaseline if you can, just to protect the lace from when I'm dyeing it, because I don't want to, you know, get any dye on the lace and then just ruin the lace and ruin the wig. So to avoid that, I just put some type of petroleum jelly or some type of, you know, that type of consistency to actually protect the lace so the dye won't actually stain it. So I just did that. Then after that, I just took my frontal and put it on my mannequin head with a plastic bag over it just to protect the canvas head, and then I just brushed the hair out, and this was like the initial brush, and that's how much hair came out from the first brushing. Honestly, that doesn't really bother me, but if you're somebody who doesn't like, you know, shedding, like a lot of shedding, then just keep that in mind. It is curly hair and it is blonde, so keep that in mind. You are gonna get some type of shedding. It's not just gonna be, you know, perfect. So what I'm doing right now is just taking the color Sweet Mint from Adore and just putting that in the roots, because I did want the frontal to be more minty and then the bundles to be more, you know, aqua color, just so I could have some dimension in the hair and it won't all just be, you know, one color. So I just did that across the whole frontal, and then I did some type of, well, I tried to do some type of streaks. As y'all can see, I tried to do some shit, but I just watercolored that, so it just killed the whole purpose and I wasted my whole entire time. So I just continued doing that, and I put the Vaseline on the lace, so while I'm doing this, I don't have to worry about, you know, getting dye on the lace and it's staining the lace. So if you can, try to use Vaseline, not beeswax. Beeswax is a thicker consistency than Vaseline, so that made it harder to get out of the frontal when I was washing it out. So definitely try to use Vaseline if you can. Don't use beeswax like my stupid ass did. So these are the colors that I'm taking, Sweet Mint and Jade, and I'm just putting those in a bucket of like lukewarm water. I'm pretty sure you've seen the watercolor method, but if you haven't, it's plenty of tutorials on YouTube. But if you want a verbal explanation of what I'm doing, basically I just put the dye inside of a bucket of lukewarm water and just waited until that dissolved, and then I'm just gonna take my bundles in and out of the water until they change the color that I want them to. And I also did this with the frontal, but you know, my luck, my footage got deleted. No, actually I wasn't even fucking recording, bitch, while I was doing it, and then I realized after the shit was already dyed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the construction of the actual wig. So now I'm gonna mark out where my ears are, and then I'm just gonna pin the end of the frontal to that ear mark, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And then I'm just gonna take it where the frontal meets a little bit above the beginning of the cap, if that makes sense, and then I'm gonna take the back of the frontal and pull it back all the way until there aren't any gaps, so I know that the frontal lays flush onto the dome head. You get what I'm saying? I hope you did. And also, I'm taking a new cap along with new thread, only because I don't want my thread and my cap to be visible up under the wig. So since this is like a eye color, it isn't like a natural color, I don't want to use a black cap like how I did in my straight hair tutorial. I don't want to use a black cap because if I split my hair down the middle, or you know, if I'm out somewhere and the wind blows a certain way and you see a black ass cap and some green ass hair, that's not cute, girl. So to eliminate that, I just took a new one, and honestly, use new caps for all like colors or blonde hair. If it's not black, or if it's not like a dark brown, don't use a black cap. Just go ahead and invest in a new cap. It would just make everything just look so much better. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and continue sewing the bundles onto the actual wig cap, and I actually did use all 4 bundles, where I kind of used like 3.75, you know, somewhere around there. I still had like a little bit, because you always want to leave like a little bit of hair just if you need to go in and add something to the tracks or something. So I'm just gonna keep doing this, and I have a video explaining how I, you know, thread my needle and how I knot it, and you know, how I make sure every loop is secure, make sure every bundle is secure. So I'm just gonna keep doing that until I get to the top of the head, and then I'm just gonna take the bundles across instead of bitch, you just gotta look at what I'm doing. I don't feel like I'm making any type of motherfucking sense. So also, the bundles are not all the way dyed to the root, because I ran out of dye, bitch. So don't clock me on that. A bitch ran out of dye, and they didn't have the same color at the beauty supply. So, you know, I had to do what it do. I had to make some ends meet, bitch, and I think I was pretty successful. So also, I didn't get a chance to film me dyeing the bundles either, because I dyed these in my basement. Since there were 4 bundles, I didn't want to bring all of that water and hair up to my studio and risk, you know, me fucking up my electricity, fucking up my lights, you know, all of that. So I dyed it in my basement, and I couldn't film down there. But like I said earlier, you see how it's a space right here, and now I'm just gonna take them across. Instead of going like in a oval motion, I'm just gonna take them across. So after I am done sewing everything down, I'm just gonna cut off the excess cap from the frontal, because you don't want that beige cap just sitting there, because that defeats the whole purpose of a frontal, honestly. So after all of that, I'm just gonna put the wig back on the mannequin hair, and I'm gonna start plucking, and I have multiple videos explaining how I pluck, showing how I pluck. So just go watch one of my other hair tutorials and you can see how I do that. So at first, like I mentioned in my intro, I thought I was gonna wear the hair curly. Like I thought it was just gonna be, you know, some cute natural curls, but I honestly didn't like the way the curls looked after they dried. They dried like a damn lion mane, bitch. Like I looked like Mufasa with green hair, bitch. I looked like a shamrock Mufasa. So I really didn't like the way that looked. So like I said, I braided it, but I didn't include that because I didn't realize that I was gonna like the braids. So now I'm just gonna start gluing down my wig, and I have multiple videos showing me how I glue down my wig and explaining how I actually glue down my wig. So I'm just gonna take the ghost bond, and I'm only gonna do 2 layers. I say this all the time, so y'all could just watch, honestly. So now that the wig is all glued down, I'm just gonna start doing my sideburns, and I never really show how I do my sideburns. So first I just part the sideburn, and then I just go ahead and pluck the excess hair on the sideburn so it won't be so thick, and then I go ahead and take my razor comb and cut off the excess hair so it won't be so long, and then I just go ahead and just make sure everything just looks natural and stuff, and there we are. So thank you to Eullair again for partnering with me, and honestly I would rate this hair like a 9 out of 10. The only problem was the shedding, but other than that it was great. So guys, that was the end of the video. These are actually not the natural curls like you've seen in the video. I really didn't like the way that it looked. It just looked like a big ass lion mane. And just make a wig happen just like that. This is for you. If you want this wig in particular, style, customized, you know, the whole 9, just go ahead and YouTube videos to film on top of that. And Alfred Lewis III, the same as my YouTube name. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, bitch!